What's going on, everybody? Today, I'm gonna be teaching you how to screen print with vinyl. And at the end of this video, you're gonna know what strategies work best and what mistakes to avoid. Let's get started. For this project, I used a Cricut Explorer 3. If you're using a Cricut, the first thing you wanna do is upload your logo onto the Cricut design space. I always go with a PNG file with a transparent background. After you get your logo measured to how big you want it, it's time to make your decal. I go with Cricut Smart Materials, so you won't be needing a mat for this. Okay, here comes the most important step of the process. Make sure you put mirror on, because if you don't, your design's gonna be backwards and it's gonna ruin your entire project. All right, once you click mirror on, I would center your logo. It just makes it easier when it comes time to screen printing. And once again, I use Smart Permanent Vinyl. So go ahead and click that option. And the pressure that you want to use for this, you can go ahead and keep that at default. After you got to this point, you're gonna see a light flashing on your Cricut. So go ahead and press that. And then the Cricut is gonna start cutting out your vinyl. Make sure the back area of your Cricut is free of anything. Wires, objects. Your vinyl is gonna go in and out of this space. So you don't want to congest it with anything because it might mess up your design. Once you get your decal cut out, it's time to weed. This tool comes really in handy. It's like a pick. I use the Cricut basic tool set. You don't have to use this, but I highly recommend it. Now, this step of the process is called weeding, and this can be very therapeutic for some people, or it can be very annoying. It sounds weird, but I kind of find it both. Once you get your logo weeded out, and it's looking pretty good at this point, it's time to apply the transfer tape. Just go ahead and measure out as much as you need, cut it to size, and then go ahead and place it on top of your decal. Now remember, your decal is mirrored. You're putting the transfer tape on top of the decal. This is all gonna make sense very soon. Here's another tool that comes with the Cricut tool set. It's pretty much a roller and it gets out all the bubbles when you're applying the transfer tape. I highly recommend investing in these tools. You don't have to, but it will make the job a whole lot easier. Once you think your transfer tape is really sticking to your decal, it's time to peel it off. I like to do this from the backside because it makes it a little easier to get the vinyl onto the transfer tape. Now, as I'm peeling, I'm making sure no vinyl is sticking to that white part. And if it's sticking to the transfer tape, that's exactly what you want. You can see that this vinyl is very sticky, and that's good because we're gonna apply it to the screen next. Make sure you put the decal on the back of your screen. Do not put it in the front. You have to put it on the back. Be gentle about this process. You have come very far at this point. You don't wanna mess up your decal. After you think that your vinyl is on the back of the screen, it's time to peel away that transfer tape. Make sure you do this or the ink will not go through your stencil. And that's all essentially that we're doing here. We're making a stencil, we're putting it on a screen to make sure the ink flows through the design and onto a t-shirt. Just take your time with this. Like I've said, you've gotten this far and we're almost done making the screen. And there you have it. You've made your screen with vinyl. At this point, we're pretty much halfway done with the project. Now here comes the fun part. It's time to make some t-shirts. Now I am going to be using a screen printing press for this video. You don't have to have one of these, but it does make the process a lot easier. And if you haven't watched my previous video, how to screen print the easy way, I just use a piece of cardboard in between the shirt, and that's gonna work just the same as this method. But if you're gonna continue to screen print, I highly recommend you buy this tool. And I will put the link in the description below, which one that I use. I've been screen printing now for 3 years, and I'm always rocking my merch. I'm telling you, once you start doing this, you will stop buying graphic t-shirts at stores. Because honestly, it's just not worth it anymore. $20 to $30 for one t-shirt? I can make about 20 shirts with that. Before you throw your screen on your press, let's go ahead and outline your decal with painter's tape. I make sure the entire screen is covered because I don't want any ink going through the screen and hitting other parts of the shirt that I don't want. Before you put your t-shirt on the board, make sure you spray your board with spray tack. Now, what is spray tack? Spray tack is a spray adhesive that's going to keep your t-shirt on the board. So make sure you pick up some spray tack before screen printing. You can pick this up at any craft store. I always pick mine up at Michael's. It can be a little expensive, but it's definitely worth it. And it's going to make this job a lot easier if you do it. After you get your t-shirt lined up, throw some ink on top of the screen, and it's time to press your first t-shirt. I use this t-shirt measuring guide. This is super helpful. I'm super happy that I have it, and I will put the link in the description below for this tool. I highly recommend you get this as well. You will see that I put the ink on top of the screen and then I press it away from me. Then I lift up the screen. This is called flooding the screen, putting more ink on it, and then I press it again. It's a double press. This is gonna make sure all the ink is gonna go through your design. When you're pressing your ink onto the t-shirt, make sure you're only going one way. It might look like I'm going back and forth, but I'm not. If you do that, it's going to cause the microfibers in the t-shirt to go back and forth, and it's gonna cause bleeding, and it's gonna mess up your entire design. Trust me, I've made this mistake plenty of times. Only go one way. I highly recommend pushing the ink away from you. It's going to give you good leverage, and it's going to give you a good, solid press. These t-shirts look beautiful. I love the way my logo looks. Once you get the ink onto your t-shirt and you're satisfied with the way it looks, this is going to help dry the ink quicker. It's time to use a heat gun, and it's going to be a lot easier to peel your shirt off. This is a very scary part of the process because at this point you've done everything right. So take your time with this and just pull it away nice and slow and go ahead and hang it up. And there you go. Congratulations. You have pressed your first t-shirt. This t-shirt looks amazing. I am so stoked on how my logo looks on this t-shirt. This is probably the best press I've ever done. I recommend you have at least 5 t-shirts lined up for this. You don't have to, but you've already put enough time and effort into this project. Now it's time to reap the rewards. Now you might ask yourself, when the heck do I stop? Either stop at your stopping point, which is 5 t-shirts, 3 t-shirts, or you can stop when you notice that your screen is starting to bleed. And that's what happened to me during this project. I was planning on pressing at least 5 shirts. Unfortunately, I only got 3. On the 4th one, you're gonna notice that I have some bleeding. You can tell on the back side of the screen, you're gonna see the ink coming through. And if you see here, it might be tough to see, but on my logo, it's looking a little bold, and this is called bleeding. This is the time to stop screen printing. After you got all your t-shirts pressed, let them dry for 24 hours. After they're dry, it's time to heat press them. Now I use a Cricut heat press. Other companies make this, but this is the one that I went with. Warm up your heat press to 325 degrees, and you're gonna press it for 30 seconds. Make sure you put your parchment paper in between your heat press and your t-shirt. You don't want to burn your t-shirt. And there you go. Let that steam rise. This is a great feeling when you get to this point of the project. Now I like to do an additional press, and I'll just do another 30-second press, 325 degrees, just to make sure that ink is going to stick on that t-shirt. It doesn't hurt to do a second press. You don't have to do this, but I always do. And there you go. You are done, and these t-shirts look amazing. Now some people might say, you only got 3 t-shirts from that press? Heck yeah, and I'll take it. And I'm stoked because there have been times where I have made a screen and it took me hours and I didn't get 1 t-shirt from it. So I'll take 3. Now, can you reuse your screen? Absolutely. Here is the exact screen that I used for this project. I've used it over and over again. Just take it out back, rinse it with cold water, make sure you get all that ink off as best you can without messing up your stencil, and take off all the painter's tape as well and let it sit and dry. And it should be good for another press for another day. So yes, you can get multiple presses out of 1 stencil. And if you see that your logo is starting to get messed up, it's time to clear the screen and restart. It's that simple. Now let me answer my number 1 question. Have you tried a 2-layer t-shirt? Yes, I have. And I have not been successful. I can put the base layer on, but lining up that 2nd layer, I always mess it up. I have tried this multiple times, and I promise, once I figure it out, I will post a video about it. So stay tuned, because I am determined to actually pull this off one day. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.